All right, this is the pieces I'm working on now. And I'm going to have a little birdhouse, faux birdhouse, for the front porch. And so far, I've cut out a star. And I did leave the pattern down below. Last time I had it where you had to request permission. I didn't mean to do that on my bird patterns, but I went in and changed that. So if you went to get those, and you can go back to that bird pattern or to the video with the little birds and the peat pot, the patterns now, you just have to download it. I did not mean to have it to do that. But anyways, this one will be cut in half, and it'll print out on 2 pieces of paper, and you'll have to tape it together if you want the star pattern to cut out. You could do this with cardboard. You just can't do it. You can't leave it outside, I wouldn't think. Well, no, you couldn't unless you brought it in all the time. And then, and this, I always forget to get my tape measure. This star is about 12 inches long and 9.5 wide. And then I went out and cut me a piece of 2x6. I think this is a 2x6, pretty sure. Well, it's 5 1/4 actually. And then I made it 6 3/4 long, and that was only because there was a bad spot right in here, and I cut it off. Drilled my hole to put my screw into. And then I had a dowel rod, or a spindle. I bought 4 of these at the garage, or not the garage sale, the thrift store one day. And one of them had $1 on it, and the rest of them wasn't marked. So the guy went back to ask how much they were, and they were $1 for all 4 of them. And I have plans for 2 of them. So I had 2 left, so I'm going to use that. And what I'm going to do is connect this up here, and it'll stand up on, the post will stand up on this 2x6, and I'll decorate it all up. But I like the color of this post. It looks like somebody had been stripping some white off from them, and there was green underneath and white on top, and they used some kind of stripping, which they left it. But I think I'm just going to go over this slightly with my English ivy. I'll probably use that on this and this both. And to start out with, though, I'm going to give the star a good coat of the antiquing wax, and that's Folk Art brand. And then I think I'll go over that with this antique white. It's not white. It's not like the plaster color. It's got a little more, it's more of a creamy white. So that's where I am going to start, is putting the antiquing wax on my star. And I wanted to say, I cut this out with my laser. If I was going to use a thicker wood, I probably would have went out and cut it with my scroll saw. But I decided to use a 1/4 inch plywood, and that's just burnt in the middle. But all you'd have to do is, you can see, it's about the same size of a paint bottle. Just go around it for your hole, and I'm going to paint that in with black when I get a little further along. But first off, like I said, I'm just going to give this a good coat of this antiquing wax. That's like, so when I distress it, it'll be dark underneath. I've decided to go ahead and give my stand a coat of the antiquing wax also. And I'll paint it on the top and the bottom. Boy, I'm sloppy. And the sides, so. But I wanted to let you know I was doing that also. Now, I've kind of decided I want to use this Vintage Mustard by Folk Art. It's a chalk wax. It's a yellow, but it's not a bright yellow. I just like the color of it. And I'm going to put it on in a few spots in here and let it dry. And then I'm going to go over it with some candle wax. Just in different spots. don't ever know how much to put on or where. Put some on the tips. I'm going to let this dry and then go over it with the candle wax. All right, this is dry now, so I'm just going to go over it with my wax in spots. I know that one time I don't think I got enough wax on. No, must not have been dry in one spot. I'm pushing pretty hard. Make sure I get on my edges. Well, anyways, I am going to give it a try. If this doesn't work on this, I probably need a different wax. And I have to, now I'm going to go over it with this antique white by Ceramcoat. And I'm not going to use the heat gun on it. I'm going to let it dry naturally. Because that one time I used my heat gun and it didn't work very well. We'll see how this works. I'm going to continue painting this. I'm going to let it dry. And then we'll scrape it off and see how it works. Well, it's dry, so here goes nothing. Well, it's coming off a lot easier than it did that one time. Pushing a little too hard. I'm going down to the brown. Trying not to. There's some yellow coming out. Let's see. Well, the yellow didn't come out too good, but I like the way it looks. I'm trying to go easy, but it's all coming up. Kind of looks rusted. Still like the way it looks. Okay, I think that is probably enough. Yeah, I like the way that looks. Okay, now I'm going to have to paint my black circle there. And I'm put on a little dowel rod right in there. But I think I'll go to my spindle now. I'll be right back. Okay, I gotta move this. I went ahead and put my black hole on. And I've got the English ivy out. And I just want to kind of go over it a little bit. I don't want to cover it. I think. That's what I have planned anyway. And if I don't like it, then I'll go over the whole thing. I like that white showing in between. I have to get some more on my plate. Concentrating again. Oh boy, it's went down underneath there and I can't get it up. I'm trying to get it where y'all can see, but I've ran out of room. Painting my fingers. Won't be the first, and it certainly won't be the last. Okay, let me see. Here. Thinking I like the way it looks. All right, I think I like the way that looks. It looks old that way. And then I'm going to set this aside, let it dry, don't fall over. Okay, right there. Now I'll be back because I got to figure out what color, what I'm going to do with this. I may just leave this like this. I think that'll look good with the green. Now I'm going to find a bit that's about this size and make me a little hole and cut me a piece of this off and paint it and glue it in there. This is not very thick, so I can't go very far, but I do want it to go in some. And I did take my drill and I drilled a hole between or up through there and then the center of this, and found me a long screw, and I screwed that in there tight. It's on the base, and on the base, I dry brushed some green over that. And then, let's see, this is going to fit on there. And that would look cute if I could have a little sign hanging off from it, too. Because it'll be under the porch, and I can make it out of wood. But I'll decorate this up also. But I'm going to put my hole in here, get me a little dowel in there for the little thing. And then I'll decorate this up also. And then I'm going to glue this on and take it out and use my bread nailer to nail it onto the post. I think it's going to turn out cute. And it was really not hard to make at all. Whoa, I've been out of frame, haven't I? Anyways, I'm going to put the dowel rod right there and nail this all together, and I'm going to probably ought to decorate because I want to run some homespun material around there. I'm going to put the dowel rod on first, and then I'm going to decorate a little bit on this, and then I'll nail it to the post. I think I need a new bit. There it went. it goes all the way through, it's okay because I can just run the... I think I need to go all the way through. Is that bit big enough? Yep, it's just right. Whoa! Wasn't hanging on to it good. Flipped my board that I had underneath it. And when it took off, it took off. Do that now. Yeah, now I gotta figure out how. Kind of want to set crooked. Okay, let me see. About like that. Maybe it's a teeny bit shorter. Flipping stuff everywhere. And I'll glue that in there. I'm going to get some wood glue, and then also I'm going to turn on my glue gun, and so it'll be glued down fast and I don't have to wait on it. And I'll put that on there and start decorating it. Well, this is what I have so far. I think that looks too dull. Whoops. So I was thinking about putting this on there and then painting. I had a sack of little flowers. Painting a little flower up and sticking it in the middle. I think once I get that flower done, that would look cute. And I have my post all put together. I put the bottom on there. I think I showed that. Anyways, I have that ready. And I think once I get this done, I'm going to take this from the Dollar Tree, another one of these from the Dollar Tree, and paint a little welcome sign with white rusty wire and hang it on to the dowel, or the, whatever this is, onto the pedestal. Okay. And then I'll take this out to the garage and use my brad nailer to attach it to the spindle. So I'm going to start painting this and see how that looks. Well, I need my material scissors. Oh, I'll get that here in a minute. But that's where I'm at now. So I'm going to set that aside. And I'm just going to use Dixie Belle in Colonial Mustard. And my black for the center. And glue that together. And put that up together and see how it looks. Make sure this is the color of yellow I want. I was wondering whether to use the one this one. Let's see the difference in the yellows. I'm going to use this one for the sunflower. I like this yellow. It's a pale yellow. It's not a bright yellow, but it's pale. And this was the Vintage Mustard by Folk Art. This, I will just paint the whole thing. Yeah, I like that color. I think that'll look good against that. Once I get it finished, I'll see if I want to, if I need to use the yellow homespun material. I'm going to finish this flower and see if I want to use it, or if I want to use the yellow material or just put this on there. I don't know. We'll see. right, I thought I'd give you an update on my Sweet Annie. It's been a little over a week. And there's where they all are. There's a lot coming up. I'm going to have to really thin them out. And I just sprinkled on top of the dirt and sprayed them with a spray bottle, a fine mist. And they're coming up okay. And while I was at it, I planted some other things, some cherry tomatoes, some German pink tomatoes, beefsteak, some zinnias, some marigolds, and that red sweet pepper there. I had bought a package of the peppers, you know, the red and the yellow peppers in a bag at the store. And I had one red pepper I just saved the seeds out of and set them aside. About a week and a half later, I planted them, and they're coming up. So there you go. All right, guys, I know I only had one project today, but I have a lot going on, and it's all I could get done. So until the next one, we'll see you later.